Yeah, hi. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have my. You know how all these fucking stupid people have their podcast? Again, this is my drinkable microphone. Hey guys, going on? It's your boy. No. Anyways, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review. Holiday Bash. Get it? It's very important. That's why we're calling it Holiday Bash. And yet, it's basically it felt like a typical Dynamite. I missed like the first 20 minutes. But then like learning about what happens, like wow, I really didn't miss much. And it's like, oh, you see, Ricky Starks is good. No, he's not. Ricky Starks is a fucking faggot. Like, and also he's saying like people think he's okay. Apparently, if any guy says an insult, it's funny. Even though you have to understand, even though a person may say an insult, like you think it's funny, it's a way of delivery that says it's funny. Like, if you're unfunny and you honestly have no charisma, you're not gonna be funny. I'm sorry, it is what it is. That's what Ricky Starks is basically. He's a guy that tries to be funny, but it's not funny, and that's like the most. That's like the most like stupidest thing you could do. Try to be funny when you're not funny. I'm sorry, it is. It's like the most annoying thing as well. You don't want to do that. All right. Okay, let's move on. Got my drinkable microphone there. Can't drink it magnificently because I just used some supplements. But anyways, never fear. It's time to review. Right? Alright, so yeah. So that was fucking SmackDown. Oh, not SmackDown. AEW. Holiday Bash, and yet they had the women main event. Why are you having the women main event? It's bad enough. Again, your ratings are fucking terrible. Your ratings are not even like to 1 million, where you could either risk that. Even though getting 1 million viewership in wrestling nowadays is fucking pathetic. Because back in the day, wrestling used to actually have good viewership. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, fucking the women main eventing. I'm sorry, that's like, why did it need to main event? Like, there is no need to have them, especially like AEW fans themselves have said the women are not that good, or they're weak. Like, and again, that's coming from people apparently like they care about women's wrestling because they think WWE's women's wrestling is bad. Like, look, first of all, nobody cares about women's wrestling. Okay, nobody. I'm sorry, nobody. Nobody cares about women's wrestling. The only people who fake ass pretend to care are these either bunch of faggots that they think that great. Yeah, you go, girl. Or these fucking people who are these again. They are the fucking simpy people. They're the motherfuckers who pretend to care about women's wrestling, but in reality they're fucking just think about their asses all the time. You think these fucking fans actually care about fucking Bailey's wrestling? No, they actually care. They pretend to care about her fucking fat self. I she has gotten on like. I never thought she was attractive at all, but boy, has she gotten worse when she came back with her stupid haircut. And not just that, like she's like fatter than she was. I mean, she's not like fat, but it's like obviously it's not my type. But it's like wow, she has gotten fatter than before, and not just that. What? Stop pretending to care about her ass. What ass? That inflatable ass? No way. Again, they only care about her ass. They don't care about her wrestling. They don't care about Britt Baker wrestling. They care about Britt Baker's ass. They don't care about fucking Saraya. They care about Soraya's ass. They care about everything about the females' bodies. They don't care about these fucking women that they claim they do. They don't. They care about everything what makes a women's wrestling good. So their looks, I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but looks are the only thing that women's wrestlers need to fucking get over. I'm sorry, it is what it is. That's all that should matter. And they should do hot shit. Again, they're a TV4 team. For crying out loud. AEW's TV4 team, man, is one of the examples when a show is failing at using their fucking TV4 rating. You're not, they're bleeding. The women can bleed or whatever. Which, by the way, that's unattractive at all. Like, that's not attractive at all. It's not cool. Like, oh, they can bleed, but like, here's the thing. So what? Just to use blood, but they use blood if anything all the time. Look at that John Moxley match. You have to understand, it takes more than the blood to make a show good. It's sure cool to see blood, but it's like you gotta make sense. You know, you don't need to have blood all the time. If anything, they do that all the time now in AEW. I like it, blood. Sure, having a steel cage match, having something, but it's gotta make sense. I mean, not all steel cage matches need to get some little color, but I mean, sure, it helps with the believability. It definitely depends. But in the end of the day, like, just because they have blood and they can curse doesn't make a show good. Okay? What makes a show good, obviously, are compelling characters and storylines and matches that make sense and no stupid time limits. I mean, not no stupid fucking, like, long matches where matches need to be long to be considered good. Because it's like saying quantity over quality. Quality is what's more important. No matter how short the matches or long matches. That's what matters. You know, it makes sense. Not every match needs to be long. They need some sort of time limits. And again, you gotta understand this is like a TV show. I keep quoting Cobra Kai. The reason why people care about Cobra Kai is because of the character storylines. And why I keep comparing Cobra Kai? Because Cobra Kai is an example of a show based on a combat sport. It's a karate TV show, but it's not always about karate. It's always about fucking characters and stories. That's how fucking professional wrestling's supposed to be, people. Okay? Good. Bada bing, bada boom. Wrestling's not supposed to be just, like, wrestling. Alright? Anyway, so let's talk about the show there. But yeah, like, what am I saying? Oh yeah, I lost my train of thought. So, AEW's TV 14, but yet they only just focus on blood. You have the women. The women, I'm sorry, like, I don't know, like, but you got these women that like to showcase their bodies on Instagram and shit like that. Why not have the women do hot shit? Why you're not having them you're TV 14, you know? What made the women matter was them showcasing their bodies and being hot. Like, is that really hard? I mean, they're wrestling. I don't care. No one cares about women's wrestling. I'm sorry. Sure, you can have both. What you should do is highlight both, because like, why not highlight both? Like, you sure they could wrestle, but do hot shit at the same time and be hot and like, you know, oh, I'm a hot bitch in this game or whatever. Is it really that hard to have the women do hot shit and be fucking hot? Like, come on. You could do so many great things. You could actually increase your viewership. Look at Mandy Rose, whose character is like she's hot, and then freaking she ends up being one of the best women's wrestlers, you know, in modern day wrestling. And then she gets fired for some stupid OnlyFans shit. Yeah, that's what we need, people. That's what we need in wrestling. We need people to get fired, or we just need to showcase wrestling. Yeah, wait a minute. Doesn't fucking Tony Storm has an OnlyFans? Like, come on here. Like, this is like, that excuse should not get the fuck out with that shit. Tony Storm has an OnlyFans, and but I mean, she's not really as she used to actually. I mean, Tony Storm again. Like, I'm sorry, a boycott ruins the hair. Why would you have a boycott? But again, she's. She has an OnlyFans and she can't do hot shit. Like, apparently, like, what? So you rather people, I guess, like, yeah, it's all about the money, huh? But you won't do that to make money for your TV show could make you richer. If anything, like, I guarantee you, for Toni Storm's sakes, if she was to showcase her body on television, that would make her more money. That would make people want to buy even her OnlyFans even more. I don't know. They'll fucking go on they'll watch the show. That makes more money for AEW. AEW be even successful more than it is supposedly, because apparently they're losing money just for their video games and being a fucking smart company. Like, it's not really making like a profit. It's just doing stuff for the fans. And for AEW's sakes too, it just like, it also helps fucking Toni Storm's fame. Like, that will help make her money. That is a win-win for everybody. How is this so fucking hard? Holy shit. Ay. Okay, anyways. So, yeah, so the show started with Daniel Garcia, I think. Not Daniel Garcia. Wait, am I keep messing up? Oh, I keep saying Daniel Garcia. Oh yeah, because fucking I don't know, some stupid shit. I don't know. It's like no one fucking cares. Show started with Ricky Starks. Absolute faggot Ricky Starks. So Ricky Starks, he basically says that, you know, oh, I was so close to winning the title, blah, blah, blah. Man, I have to read all of this. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I keep losing my spot. Okay. Ricky Starks, so he gets a standing ovation from the crowd because, oh, Ricky, you're beautiful. You're my beautiful pebble. Because a lot of these you have to understand, these fucking smarks are a bunch of faggots themselves. And also they see, like, if he could do it, so can I. Oh, see, he better than Ryback. Ryback would legit beat the shit out of Ricky Starks. Come on. You're just, like, and again, these people will say, Ryback's bored, right? Like, when the guy was literally over in 2012. Come on here. I'm not saying like there's this big Ryback fan. I mean I do like Ryback. I'm not saying he's like I do think like, you know, a lot like people like there's like things about him like are not great. Like sure he does like botch. I will say that. That's like wow. With Ryback he has botch. Definitely Rybotch. I do think that's funny. He has done that. But like in the end of the day like he's not like this. For people that hate on Ryback, but they like guys like Ricky Starks. Like, get the fuck out of here. At least with Ryback, like, first of all, Ryback's fucking funny on Instagram, shit like that. Or not Instagram, fucking YouTube and fucking all this stuff. Obviously, the potato chip thing. But you have to understand, like, and I get it. I get why he's getting, like, blackballed in wrestling, which is, like, kind of his fault. But I guess he's, like, playing a troll, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, Ryback, there was a reason why he actually was good and could have been something. Like, he could have been basically an actual Goldberg if WWE actually fucking had him maybe even beat Punk. You know, maybe if he was the guy to beat Punk. You know, if the ring was short, whatever. Maybe that would have been something for the company. That would have made him like, wow, this guy came in and like already became something for this company. You know, they could have done something. But like, in the end of the day, the guy actually was funny, had character, had charisma, had something that made people care, you know? Oh, he can't wrestle when he did power moves. That's why the guy was good. Like what? So he wasn't doing flips or whatever? The guy was doing power moves. How was that a problem? But like, and plus the squash matches were actually kind of cool. But yeah, let's like Ricky Starks. So like all these faggots. Yeah, like Ricky Starks is boring. Okay, Ricky Starks is an example of a guy who's like, again, he's your typical vanilla midget who has no actual character. What is absolutely Starks? What is his character? That I worked hard, I busted my ass, blah, blah, blah. I bust my ass every week, I'm the best in the world, nobody can do what I do. It's basically another Dolph Ziggler, I bust my ass, I worked hard. It's the typical, I worked hard, I deserve a shot, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's that basically, it's the typical bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Stark says it would have been nice if he stood in the ring as a champion, but he lost. He said that at least he lost as a man and not as Maxwell Jacob Coward. No, say he said coward is funny. So people think it's funny because he's saying a supposed insult like coward or whatever, or saying, you know, he calls a jobber, a Jericho jobber. That's not funny. I'm sorry. You gotta understand. You have to be funny. Oh, yeah, this guy certainly is a pebble. Like, fuck. You have to understand, the reason why The Rock was actually entertaining because he has actual charisma. And it's not just, obviously it helped with the look he had, but he actually also had charisma. Dude, how is, Eddie Guerrero was funny. You know, so don't make this thing about height. Like, Eddie Guerrero was actually funny with character. And he was able to be fucking the most charismatic wrestler. One of the best small wrestlers, or, you know, not the necessary ideal size-wise, but like one of the best wrestlers in history. Because of his fucking charm. Because of his actual, you know, despite the size, had everything what it took to be a great wrestler, despite the ideal size of being over 6 foot or whatever. Ricky Starks, he's just your typical fucking indie wrestler. That like, oh, see, to make get over, I'm gonna insult you, but I'm not gonna be funny about it. That's not funny. I'm sorry. Saying, Maxwell Jacob, coward, and like that's funny. That's edgy. That's not edgy at all. So, but then so then he says there'll be next time between he and MJF. No, we don't want to see it. I don't want to see that. Then the Jericho Appreciation Society interrupts. Jericho says Stark is not a dollar store wrestler. He's $1 million talent, but he's not ready yet. Why? I don't know. I'm guessing. So this is like, I guess Jericho. Obviously, this gotta be a joke. I mean, the thing is with Jericho, I guess he's trying to also, like, his charm, even without it being a face or a heel, he always tries to fucking make people look good, which I do appreciate. Like, that's why Jericho, like, what a fucking guy he is. But it's like, you don't need to. You have put over people enough, and guess what? They have not lived up to that fucking hype. This guy loses to Orange Cassidy, and the guy is still like a jobber. But he's a champion now, but he still fucking acts like a jobber. And again, you can't put over somebody who has a jobber character. I'm sorry. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be a mainstream star appeal. You think people are really talking about... Okay, this company's been around for 4 years. Like, about 4 years. You would think the show has gotten, like, at least 5 million viewers. Yet the fucking show is still struggling to even get a 1. Come on. Stop with the excuses. This show is shit. So Jericho still, I don't know, he would rather, I guess, lose to just, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't care. The guy's making money, okay? But yeah, he's like willing to make himself like a joke for this guy. So he says that that Starks is $1 million talent, but not ready yet. Says that Starks just need a little influence, a little advice, and then crowd chants Sammy sucks. Why? I guess, was it because he's with Ty Conti or something? I don't know. Ty Conti won't even want to be with these people, like these fucking fat smarks anyways, but whatever. Jericho tells the fans that if you say Sammy sucks, then Jericho sucks, and they don't suck. And then, I guess at least the people chanting Jericho sucks, or whatever, I don't know, or just like, no, Jericho, you're beautiful. Jericho offers Starks a spot at JAS, and then Stark tells Jericho that he looks like an air fryer and fodder on his 5th divorce. You would think that would be funny, but again, it's Ricky Starks. It all goes back to the charisma. It always goes back to, if you're a funny guy, it would be funny. What he said wasn't funny. It was just not laughable. I'm sorry. It's a funny guy saying saying supposed funny things, but it's not funny. Stark says it's tempting to join his little boy band, but then says that he would not join JAS and that Jericho lost last week to a J, and J for JAS stands for jobber. And they call Sammy and Garcia jazz holes, and the Crown jazz holes. Okay, so you would think that's funny, right? Jazz holes, right? But you have to, and like, sure, the smarts, but the thing is, this is equivalent, because you have to understand, to these fucking weird fans, they would think anything is funny, like, if you say an insult, no matter how unfunny you are. And, like, whatever is an insult, they'll say it. I'm sorry, but Ricky Starks is not funny. It's not a funny insult. You would think the idea of it is funny, but the delivery is shit. Because you having a wrestler who has no charisma is shit. Understand, people? Alright. Then Garcia asks Jericho what he's done for him since he's lost for I don't know, and then tells Sammy he couldn't care less about him. Starks, I don't know, something. Apparently, a little dissension between Garcia. Like, why they're still doing this, I don't even know. Whatever. It's like, oh, this dissension. Like, oh, this is a slow burn. This is the long-term booking. How is long-term booking when they just sometimes make things look stupid? I'm sorry, it's not consistent. It's not good. Especially they already get along. It's like, how is this a good slow burn? Starks challenges Jericho to a match at January 4th, the show after. So what, are they even doing a show? I don't even know if they're doing a show next week. So what, is the show happening next week or not? I don't even know. Jake Hager appears as behind Starks and then attacks him. Then JS run to the ring and beat down Starks. Then Action Andretti, the jobber that defeated Jericho last week, makes a save, a huge ovation, and then clears the ring. So I guess they're trying to do something with this guy. The thing is, they have to make... First of all, again, you can't just debut somebody and make him look like just you have to at least build him up. What would have worked? You know what would have worked to help this guy got over? You build him up. You do vignettes about this guy, and then you have this guy appear as who is this guy? And why is he obviously there's this guy. We've been seeing vignettes about him, and now he's going against Jericho. Then the idea of him beating Jericho is something. That way you establish it, and you gotta build him up. This is something, I guess, but it's just at the end of the day, we don't really know much about this guy. We don't really care. And this guy is just basically your typical fucking indie guy. You know what I mean? We don't even think this guy has character. What is his character? Does he have charisma? He's just a guy that, we're going to present him as big time, supposedly, because, at least they fucking have the brain to showcase him right after. Because, again, AEW has a problem with, basically going with something right after it happens. They have a problem, following up with things. If somebody fucking beats Jericho, let's say a fucking jobber, they don't do shit with those jobbers. That's why they're still jobbers. But whatever. We'll see what happens. But from what I can see, this guy, I really don't have high hopes for AEW and for this shit, honestly. So the first match and the fifth match of the series. Sadly, I missed this. And I just don't know why wasn't this at least the main event. This would have been great to be seen the main event. But from what I see, the match was actually not bad, from clips of it. The Elite defeated the Death Triangle in a no-disqualification match of the Best of 7 series. It was good. It's in the no-disqualification matches. You can't go wrong. At least it was presented, the beauty match is presented with, with good production. It's presented with, people, you're seeing this on TV. It's good production in front of a crowd, like or not. There's no wonder why AEW is the 7th biggest show, because at least they have the money, It just, unfortunately, even with the money and the production, it still is an example of sometimes they still don't know what the fuck they're doing in terms of making a good wrestling show. But at least with fucking this match, I will give it credit where it's due. It's a good match. It's it's hardcore, sure. You can't go wrong with a hardcore match. It's just the problem is, the people involved, you don't really care in terms of character-wise. That is the problem. What makes a great hardcore match is two wrestlers who have character and charisma and are great. For example, Edge versus Mick Foley. A perfect example of a hardcore no DQ matchup with a great heel who has great character, who came off losing the fucking... There's a story with this match with fucking, Edge and Mick Foley. Mick Foley, he believes Mick Foley cost him the title. He's angry about losing the fucking WWE title. Mick Foley was the referee. And then, Mick Foley gets challenged in a match at WrestleMania, getting disrupted, and then at least what happened, it's simple, and it's fucking good. Okay? And they proceed to have one of the greatest fucking holy shit moments of all time, and not just that, fucking one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time, in all honesty. One of the best. It is. For a hardcore match, for definitely a hardcore match. I mean, no matter what match it is, it's one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. One of the most memorable, indeed. Definitely one of the most memorable moments, also. This match, what it lacks, hurts it. The lack of real story. Why do they hate each other? What's the story from this match? There's no actual story besides, the fucking Elite are no longer the tag champs or whatever. They got stripped away. What's the story? Why do they hate each other? Was there an established hatred for them? There's no established hatred. There's no real story. It's just they're having good matches for these fans. The only reason why this match is better because table spots and fucking hardcore action. That's why. That's literally only why. It's not because fucking there's a story. It's not. And again, this is like the only like one of their only better matches of their stupid fucking, best of series, because it's literally no DQ. Who the fuck wants to see boring in-ring work rate when there's no story? You know what I mean? But yeah, there you go. Then now the score is 2-3. So they have just so yeah, there you go. Then Renee Young, Renee Paquette, so about you gonna need, but beef jockey, good Canadian bacon, Canadian sausage on me asshole. Black people. Renee introduces Bryan Danielson, and he comes with huge ovation or whatever. I don't know, something. So he doesn't he says he doesn't expect BCC to forgive William Regal for the bad things he did. A big black car. I'm about to say he was upsetting BBC. Whatever, I don't know. Blackpool he doesn't expect them to forgive him, but why didn't they show that? You know what I mean? Only like Moxley really kind of showed like why aren't they all showing like Wheeler Yuta, Cesaro, whatever. Anyways, Danielson talks about how he trained in San Antonio with Shawn Michaels, and then says the man that turned him into a wrestler and a person today is William Regal. Yeah, no wonder William Regal's fucking... And listen, I'm sorry, William Regal's fucking overrated. Really, so the guy, like... You have to understand, like, at least with Shawn Michaels had character. William Regal was just, like... Sure, he's a funny guy, whatever, but, like, the guy was responsible why all the NXT people are boring and shit like that. Like, we're gonna give you a real name, a real boy named Jobber. And apparently he's gonna be a vice president for WWE. Get the fuck out of here. He then says why he turned down... he turned to be a Wrestle Blood. He said he understands the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club or whatever, BCC, that's what they're saying. I don't know if that's how they wrote it. Don't have the same relationship as he does. Danielson says he cried when he saw Regal in the hospital and knew that he would never seen him again. Danielson says one thing Regal taught him is that the consequences to actions. And Danielson tells MJF that the camera that there are consequences to his actions that calls out MJF. Instead, shortly half a lane, Ethan Page comes out. Page talks about how he deserves to be the next challenger for MJF. And Page and Hathaway tells Danielson to go to the shop of Trader Joe's to get his gluten-free food. And a very loud "shut the fuck up" chant from the Smart. You see, I mean, ideally that is also funny too. I don't know who said this though, but like in the end of the day, that could be funny. I guarantee it'll probably be more funny than fucking Ricky Starks. But at the end of the day, again, it goes back to charisma, and I don't think this Ethan Page guy has charisma, especially how you place him. So like, why should we care? Danielson says he couldn't hear because he was distracted by the glares coming from Stokely's head. Danielson asked him to grow some hair and shut up. I guess that was kind of funny. I guess the beauty of Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, he does have some funny moments, maybe. Barely. Because, like, let's say Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson says, Bo Dallas, you're more like a Bo nerd. That's not funny. Let's get it, because, like, how is that funny? Like, the way he says it. Page says he called Danielson vegetable man. And not because of what he eats, but because he will make him a damn vegetable if he jumps in line for the world title. I guess that's kind of fun. Danielson dares Page to turn him into a vegetable right now in San Antonio, and Page says while he has no problem taking his shirt off, the pants will stay on, and they can do it next week. Crowd boos. MJ is shown in watching the segment in the monitor. So yeah, they're building up to Danielson versus MJF now. Why isn't Moxley trying to fucking face MJF? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. The segment was whatever there. I don't know. If anything, this just makes me think: why isn't fucking Daniel Bryan like the hero for vegetables? That would be more of a character than the character he has now. Like seriously, like he's again having be vegan. Hook defeated some jobber. Then after the match, stroked it halfway against on the big screen. It says Big Bill and Lee Morati are attacking Jungle Boy, throwing him to the dumpster. Then Hook gets angry, heads to the back. Why does he care about Hook so much? I don't fucking know. John Moxley defeats Darius Martin. Why did this match happen? This was basically, again, this is no different than a jobber match. Like, this makes fucking Moxley look weak. Okay? It makes him look weak. This is not cool. FTR loses their third straight match. They lose to the Gun Club. Who cares? Boring matches. I'm sorry. It's no story. No real story. Just who cares? Rick Ross is there. Why? I don't know. He calls Keith Lee a big motherfucker. I don't know. Okay, so this segment was really weird and really stupid. So this segment, before I mention everything, oh yeah, fucking Cool Hand Angelo Parker, Daddy Magic Matt Murray distract action on Rondy, and when he turns around, Jericho throws a fireball in his face. Okay. That's actually kind of funny. See, that's funny. I'm using two different websites because some of them don't mention everything. It's announced that the Best Friends versus Black... Oh, so basically there's going to be a $300,000 Three Kings Christmas Battle Royal, and I'm guessing the money will be split for each of them. That's why you're calling it. So it's a group Battle Royal for money. I will say this, I like that. I like that that's what the... Like, instead of just a random Battle Royal for no reason, it's about money. I like that. I will say this. This is what I give credit for AEW about this. I like that they make this match important. That it's about money. It's not just a random battle royal. You could have at least made it for even for the titles, but they're making it for money. I like that. That's good. That's wrestling. That's wrestling. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Something about money. And you're gonna have the wrestlers get involved. You based on some hatred, like even with Moxie and Hangman Page. But God, for when they're hyping this match, it's the most goofiest fucking thing. Like, you have the right promises, but yet you still manage to make things look goofy. Why are you on purposely trying to make this like goofy, funny thing with fucking Dark Orders? Like, you're not gonna get involved, right? To like Hangman Page, and you got fucking the Best Friends. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy my mom a house. I'm gonna buy myself a tractor or whatever, and I'm gonna buy his mom a house. I'm sorry, but it's fine with just one thing being something like that, but when you have the entire, it's just like, this is, because the problem is with this show, they try to be funny, and it's like they're not funny at all. Like, I swear, all these people are unfunny and boring. Like, you're not funny, and also, like, it doesn't help when you try to be goofy, and then you're shit at being goofy. Come on. Anyways, so Rick Ross holds a meeting between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. I don't know why this happened, why he's there, but whatever. Swerve says he tried to give Keith Lee the whole world, but they showed they should own everything. Then Rick Ross that could not deal with all the accusations before telling Keith Lee to keep his eye on his health and the back of the head. Then, for some reason, and I just think this is this was the worst beatdown I've ever seen, and the most goofiest and most shittiest beatdown. They have the Parker Bardux guy, who people say is the next Brock Lesnar. Just because he looks like Brock Lesnar does not mean he's Brock Lesnar. And boy, does this guy looks like a modern day imagine Brock Lesnar was born in this current day and age and basically not cool, and he's not conservative, he's not fucking like a country boy, he's not like a guy who fucking use tractors or eat meats or whatever. This is what Brock Lesnar would look like if he was born today. That's what Brock Lesnar basically would be. That's what Parker got. He's basically the opposite of Brock Lesnar. Just because he looks like Brock Lesnar does not mean he is Brock Lesnar. He's literally he's like a typical millennial fucking modern Generation Z goof. That's what he is. He's not fucking cool. The guy, his demeanor is like, yeah, like, no. Brock Lesnar, he's fucking like, just beat down to people. And actually has charisma. He has natural charisma. This guy has no natural charisma. No natural character. Again, people go, why did they release him? Maybe because he actually didn't have much charisma and character. I don't know. That's why they also released him. Like, if you guys, like, oh, why did they shave his head? So you guys really wanted to see Brock Lesnar? Like, I don't know. In the end of the day, this guy can never be close to Brock Lesnar. This guy would wish he was Brock Lesnar. He would still be eaten by Brock Lesnar. Oh, they're the same people. But Brock Lesnar would probably still beat the shit out of him. Like, Brock Lesnar, look at the guy. The guy's an anomaly. This guy is an opposite of an anomaly. He's like everything. Like, he's like a gym bro, but he's like a fucking gay gym bro. He's like fucking these modern gym bros that think they're funny, but they're not. He's like a millennial gym bro or whatever. When you got actual gym bros like Arnold, like fucking actually fucking a beast. Arnold, fucking Rick Piana. Rick Piana, for God's sakes. R.I.P. Guys like them. Fucking A. You don't want fucking all these like, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm perfect. Fucking Shaggy from Scooby-Doo was a better representation of a fucking badass beast than fucking this. When he was like fucking that buff guy in fucking Scooby-Doo 2 when he transferred to the buff dude. Come on here. Anyways, but yeah, fucking they have that Parker Bardux guy, or whatever, how you fucking say his name. So yeah, the guy, let's just say, in the end of the day, this guy who claims that he's the next Brock Lesnar, he's no way ever close to even being Brock Lesnar. Just because he looks the same does not mean he's ever is like Brock Lesnar. No way. He's not. Brock Lesnar would fucking eat this guy for breakfast. Like, seriously. And then, speaking of fucking, like, they also got, like, some fucking meth addict who has a tattoo in his face, who looks like a fucking criminal. You talk about fucking this Nick Gage guy? Fucking, they have this guy named Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald, who, like, I think had a fucking tattoo in his face, who looks like he fucking did fucking prison time. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, but, like, fuck, this guy. Like, how is that cool? I'm sorry, he's not cool at all. I don't care, like, who he is. Like, I don't care that he was maybe was in prison, but this guy, boy, he might as well just be back in jail. Seriously, this guy is fucking, like, like, him and Parker Bordeaux, like, these two big guys, and they did the most unimpressive, fucking, boring-ass beatdown. It's like, who cares? Like, who is this guy? Again, like, who is this guy? This Tom McDonald. Might as well fucking go try to get a job at McDonald's or something, because that's what you're better off doing, maybe. You're not a fucking good wrestler or whatever. You're not fucking a entertainer. That's for damn sure. Fucking proceeded the most terrible beatdown. They attacked Keith Lee. They struggled beating down Keith Lee, but then they had to use a chair and fucking steel steps. Like, so much for them being big guys that they can't even beat up another big guy. And then Swerve Strickland had cinder blocks, and they basically did a stomp onto the cinder blocks to Keith Lee. So, oh wow. Again, why does Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland hate each other? I don't know. I don't care. Oh, because some tag time. I don't give a shit. But it's just the end of the day. This was the lamest beatdown I ever seen. This was terrible. This Rick Ross thing was just annoying. I don't care. And, like, this Tom McDonald guy, go get fucking off. I don't care. Like, oh, this guy, what are you talking about? You shouldn't say it to his face. Hey, I'm just saying, your fucking tattoo look fucking stupid, you dumb motherfucker. Oh, he's gonna fucking... I mean, I'm tough. I mean, I'm not gonna act like you can't act like tough, but like at the end of the day, like I'm sorry, the guy looks like a goof. He still looks like a goof. I don't care like oh if the guy could beat me up or whatever. Like, if chances are, who knows? I could beat him. I'm a fucking athlete myself. But at the end of the day, guys look like a goof. Doesn't excuse that the guy looks like a goof. And again, this Parker guy is nowhere near being Brock Lesnar. It's the fucking truth. In the main event, Jamie Hayter defeats Hikaru Shida to retain the women's title. So that was the reason why it was made, because a woman. You could have just easily had this in the middle of the show. Why was this the main event? This was a waste of time. I mean, Jamie and fucking Britt Baker, hot as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, Britt Baker's hot. She's in my big black couch. Bring her leather pants ass. Like have her with her leather pants. Come to my fucking big black leather couch. I make her go, oh shit, oh shit. That's all that needs to be said. In the meantime, this shit was a waste of time. And should not have been an event to show. No one cares about women's wrestling. I'm sorry if that sounds sex. It's the truth. Again, if you want to make people care about women's wrestling, again, you're TV 14. Do some hot shit. And I can't believe like fucking these people even said that the women are not great. Why are you showcasing them even on I don't know, whatever. It's just I guess like they have to try to fulfill appealing to these fucking feminists or whatever, or these fucking faggy dudes, or I don't know. Do you not have any good idea? Like, why is this the main event? I don't fucking know. What? Apparently justified as main event because a beatdown, but then Paige makes the save. You really think that was gonna fucking save the show? Come on. So what happened? Oh, Toni Storm returned. She went to save Jamie and whatever, the fucking Hikaru Shida. But then she gets beat down. But then Paige makes the save. Or Soraya, I don't care. Sure, two hot chicks, fight. But it's like, that was not like they didn't do hot shit. It's like, and who cares about wrestling? I'm sorry. So that's what ended the show, really. I don't know. Smart's gonna say this match was great because false finishes. Again, no one cares. No one cares about women's wrestling. The only reason you probably care about the match was literally because of Jamie Hayter. Like, apparently a lot of people like Jamie Hayter. I think she has weird hair. Like, I don't like what her hair looks currently. I will say she is not a bad-looking girl. But, like, again, literally the only reason why people like her about her is because of her ass. That's why. So don't fucking act like you care about the match. You care about the fucking bodies, you fucking fag. Or you fucking... Yeah, you fucking lying cunt. But yeah, the way that they ended the show, I'm sorry, that's not how you end the show, people. Like, that's not cool at all. That's not intriguing at all. Oh yeah, how can I forget? They did like Jeff Jarrett, his TNA group. Let's just call him TNA group. So TNA group with Setman Singh or whatever. They basically ripped off the Acclaimed. They're trying to act like the Acclaimed. While I get the intention was trying to be funny, it was like it was still a lame attempt at being funny. You had like parodies, people trying to do parodies. Like, I'll give this. Bo Dallas, when he was fucking mocking Florida Georgia Line with a rap, he had to be a good rapper, even better than Florida Georgia Line. Like, how does that happen? This is just like, wow, it's fucking unfunny, and you managed to show like why Acclaim only just do rap. Apparently they're having a tag time. So yeah, they're trying to promote Rampage. I'm willing to bet Rampage is gonna be taped, so who fucking cares? So that's the show for ya. That's AEW for ya. Just keep it real. Stop with the women main eventing. Like, why are women main eventing nowadays in wrestling? Like, that's like, again, even with WWE, like, it's fucking stupid. But like, why is even AEW trying to do it? It's fucking dumb. Come on, you're TV 14. Have the women do hot shit. Boring show in the end of the day. Only like, I guess, freaking the jerk. Only like the no DQ match would have been fine to watch, I guess. But it's like, again, there's a lack of story. It just, again, they're just appealing to smarky fans with just see bunch of matches and whatever. We're doing long work rate shit. I don't know. I'm just keep it real. Get your games. Call us magnificently. Aspiring bitches go oh shit. Britt Baker invited. You can bring the porn star with you too. That's all to say, people. Until next time. Peace. Yeah, bye.